I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano along with Josh Reese and Aaron Rosa.
Wow.
This is going to be a weird one, maybe.
A weird one? Just like the movie we watched.
Usually it's Andrew and I arguing with Josh, but I might be the odd man out here.
You know,
Oh, shit.
I fucking told you fuckers I didn't want to see this movie. And then just to like try to prove myself, like I went on our Patreon, you know, we have over 100 patrons on Hollywood Hogwash, so thank you.
Yes.
And I put it to a vote because the week prior, I said, do you guys want us to review Creed 3? And it was a majority, like overwhelming majority, no, like 80%. And then I was like, oh, I'll do it this week, just to prove that our fans don't want us to fucking review this movie.
So this week we blame the fans. I gotcha.
It's the fans' fault, and it's also Josh and it's also your guys' fault as well.
I said I was going to watch it.
Because both of you were excited to see this
I was
movie.
not.
I was just being prepared because that one dude said, hey, can Aaron do like a 2-minute review of it since you're not watching it?
Right.
So I was just trying to be prepared.
So it was 60-40, and yes, I did vote to try to sway it.
I'm doing this for you.
I did vote on the poll because I was trying to sway it.
Should we review Shazam?
Yeah, should we? Yeah,
60%. Yes.
and then people were just excited about my meltdown.
I think
meltdown.
I think this
Yeah.
is a lot like AEW, to where we all share in the same misery, and we're all going to share in the same misery that is Shazam 2.
Well, we'll see. It seems like Josh hated it.
Oh, yes.
I didn't really like it, and Aaron, you thought it was like fine.
I thought it was okay. Halfway through the movie, things were not looking good, but it got a little better for me over the second half.
No,
It got better as it went along?
no,
Go
no
figure.
spoilers. No spoilers just yet.
Right.
But it's like the most cliche superhero movie I think ever. We'll get into that later. The thing was, I had my son with me that weekend, and he loved the first Shazam, and he wanted to see Shazam 2, and I was like, well, I guess I'm going to see it this weekend anyway, so I guess we'll review it.
What did Leo think of it?
Well, he loved it.
Okay.
He's a kid. When you're a kid, you love every movie.
Fair enough.
But yeah, like after seeing it, it was like, all right, I wasn't miserable watching it. Like, I feel like it's going to be very easy to make fun of when we get into it later, like in a fun way, not miserable like us talking about Avatar 2. So at least there's that.
I will agree with you. Avatar 2 was a slog. This was not a slog. It was just more annoying.
Yeah, and there's one big reason for that, but we'll get to that later. First, we have to thank 2 brand spanking new patrons.
What?
So thank you to Daniel Benet. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And Nathan Smythe. Big shout out to Nathan. He's one of our biggest fans.
Welcome in, Nathan and Daniel.
He's always at all the other wrestling shows, and he's always at our meet and greets / live podcast. And actually, I don't know if this is him or his son, because they are both patrons, and they both have the same name.
That's
so
right.
I'm not sure exactly which one this is. I think it might be the son, but either way, thank you, Nathan.
Interesting. Yes, thank
Appreciate that a lot. If you want to join in on the fun, go to patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. It's only $3 a month. And we just finished reviewing 9 episodes of The Last of Us. We've been doing it every week. Now we got to get caught up on The Mandalorian.
That's right. We're going from one Pedro Pascal movie series to another one where he's shepherding a child across the universe.
Exactly. Yeah.
What are we gonna do for after Mandalorian? What
I don't
show
know.
is
What
he
else
doing
has he
after
been
that?
in? What else has he been in? We gotta find out.
Pretty fucking good recipe. Maybe he could do Terminator 2. He's protecting John Connor. Like, we could get that.
He's the Terminator.
You know what? He had a very Terminator-like scene in the last episode.
Maybe he could do like Rain Man protecting his brother.
Maybe. Yeah. That's possible. But yeah, we're also going to be doing a bracket pretty soon. Already asked you patrons for help on that. Best TV intro of all time. We're going to be doing that pretty soon, so that'll also be on patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. So there you go. All right, so now let's get to the news and rumors. A lot of crazy rumors, actually. A big one. But yes, here we call it the Hollywood hogwash. So, is the Snyderverse back?
I saw that this week.
I mean,
I thought we were done with this. Because I was done with it. In fact, I was done with it a long time ago. Way before a lot of people were.
Right.
But it seems like something's going on. I'm not exactly sure. No one really fucking knows. But director Zack Snyder is teasing something big on social media. Last week, he tweeted a 15-second video where you could hear Darkseid saying April 28th, 29th, Darkseid. April 28th, 29th, and 30th, save the date. So I don't know if he's getting married or what the deal is there.
3 days, save the
3
date.
days of Darkseid.
Yeah. So maybe like a Snyder Con where everyone just sucks off Zack Snyder.
You know what? That seems more likely than actually him releasing another movie.
Yeah. But again, that would... The thing about that, it couldn't be those dates because you would have to announce it way ahead of time if it was going to be something like that. But it's weird that it is 3 days.
That is very strange.
So he also posted a photo of Henry Cavill as Superman that said MOS for Man of Steel, BVS for Batman versus Superman, and then ZSJL for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Life is a cycle from birth to death to rebirth. And so the hero's journey is a cycle as well, a continuous journey of growth and transformation. And then it also has the same April dates.
Maybe what it is each one of those days he's releasing a different Snyder cut where they're all like 6 hours a piece or something like that. I have no idea what this announcement is.
Yeah, you know what? Because it is 3 movies, that does make sense. But we already have the Zack Snyder Justice League.
But
like that is his cut.
Didn't he say that there was even more?
It's 4 hours, Josh.
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, could you imagine a Batman versus Superman 4-hour cut? Oh dear God, 2.5 hours was enough torture for me. Thank you. I don't need any more of that. That's probably it. It's all going to be on HBO Max.
I still don't get all the people that are like, we need the Snyderverse and Netflix, buy the Snyderverse or whatever. It's just like, well, how has that become a thing? How is the Snyderverse a thing? I really don't get it. It's nothing like Christian Bale Batman's. What was
the Dark Knight trilogy?
The Dark Knight trilogy. You know, like that's a verse. That's something that people should want to continue, but not the Snyder's.
Well, I mean, look, it wasn't all shit, and not everybody hated all of it.
No, there's a lot of people that loved it.
Like, I really enjoyed Cavill's Man of Steel. I loved him as Superman. I liked the first Man of Steel. Is there a lot wrong with the Snyderverse? Was there a lot wrong with the theatrical cut of Justice League? Yeah, of course. Of course. Was there a lot wrong with Batman versus Superman? Yeah, sure, of course. But there was still enough good that if someone that had half a fucking brain was running the thing, they could have fixed that and made it a lot better. It was worth salvaging.
But once you make Batman a fucking serial killer, it's over. You've jumped the shark as much as you can. You jumped 10 sharks. Like, you can go back and be like, well, Michael Keaton killed people, Christian Bale killed people. Yeah, but like they weren't like they fucking did. Sure.
Well, this is just always,
but not the way Ben Affleck's Batman did.
Well, this is always going to be
insanity.
This is always going to be the agree to disagree between us because it was something different they gave us, and no, Batman doesn't kill people. No, he's not a murderer, but it made sense what he was doing in the movie in the context. So
that's not Batman. Batman wouldn't want to straight up murder Superman. That's not how that works.
If they just called him Thomas Wayne, I think we all would have been fine because Thomas Wayne was a gun-carrying Batman.
Thomas
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne's father? What the fuck are you talking about?
In a different universe.
Well, that's not even remotely the same thing. You can't talk about that.
Yeah, you
can't bring that up.
They're going to be bringing it up in this upcoming movie with the Flash.
Maybe.
I mean, he's not necessarily Thomas Wayne, but I mean, one of those Batmans is supposed to be the older Batman, which would,
Who?
It's supposed to be Fuck. What's his face?
I don't know.
That is a good question.
Michael Keaton, they de-aged.
Michael Keaton.
No, Michael Keaton, they de-aged him so that he actually is like 30 whatever year old Batman.
No, but that is a question worth asking. Is he going to be playing Thomas Wayne Batman
No.
in
No.
that?
I would imagine one of them has to be playing that role because that's what Flashpoint is.
Yes,
Flashpoint has that
but
character.
they changed stuff. Michael Keaton is not going to be Thomas Wayne in the fucking movie. He's Batman from Batman and Batman Returns. No one would accept the alternative. You wouldn't want Michael Keaton playing a different version. It's the same fucking Batman.
Since when is us not accepting that a reason that they wouldn't do it?
Right.
How many times have they given us
Yeah, but
things
you
that we
can't.
would not accept?
But that's like
they
you
still
having
did
Tobey
it?
Maguire and Andrew Garfield show up, and they're different Peter Parkers than the ones from the movie. It would make no sense. It would be dumb.
I know. All I'm saying is, since when has that ever stopped them?
Well, fortunately, Zack Snyder didn't make the Flash movie. It never stopped Zack Snyder because he knows nothing about Batman, like nothing about Thomas Wayne. God. Anyways, so I guess we'll see what this is, but I don't think it's going to be any new movies. I think Josh got it.
I think it's a lot.
It's just going to be
of the
director
same
cuts
movies.
that I'm not going to see because I hated two of these movies. Man of Steel was fine. But then when it was explained to me that, Superman shouldn't be allowing like a 9/11 event to be happening in a city, we're like he, the fact that he waited till the very end to kill Zod. But I mean, it was still
spoiler
the
alert.
action was great. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Action was great.
Speaking of Superman, though, James Gunn confirmed that he will direct the previously announced Superman Legacy, which is currently scheduled to come out on July 11th, 2025. And that makes sense because he's running the show. He said he's going to be directing some of the movies, and you got to get Superman right. And look, Henry Cavill was fine. I think the actor was fine for it. He looked like Superman, but overall, it just wasn't perfect. And hopefully, James Gunn could finally nail it.
I think it's kind of neat. I also did see some other tweets. Apparently, this is going to come out on the anniversary of James Gunn's father's death, and I guess the movie is kind of in honor of his father a little bit.
Oh yeah, I did see that, and then James Gunn was like, "Oh, I didn't even realize it at the time."
Yeah,
when they announced the day. But you know how these movies work. You think this movie is going to come out on July 11th?
right. Could be before, could be after.
Probably after. These movies get pushed back.
And depending on people getting arrested, who knows? Maybe we might never see it.
Well, I mean, is Ezra Miller going to be in it? Or?
We never know. Right?
You know what might be fun? So the original X-Men trilogy, second one was good. I think pretty much everyone agreed the third one was a train wreck.
Of course.
And that just ended it. That killed it because nobody liked the third one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, fast forward all the years later, they got the First Class movies, right?
Yeah.
So then they made Days of Future Past, and they brought back a bunch of the original trilogy actors, and that was a really fun, awesome thing. I wonder if they can fix DC, and then one day in the future, they can do some kind of alternate thing, and they can get Cavill and Gal Gadot and get them to be in a movie. I think that would be fun.
It would be
We'll
fun.
see. I
Who
mean,
knows, though?
if they nail it this time and everyone's going to love it, I don't know why they would go back to the one that half the fans didn't really like.
Well, that's the thing with the Flashpoint is that you can always keep going back.
It's just about seeing them. Like if they fix DC, if Gunn fixes it and they get a good universe going and they're able to do a one-off movie where they can make an appearance like Days of Future Past, I think that would be fun for a lot of people.
Sure. They originally weren't going to do that for the sequel prequel for X-Men First Class. Like it was just going to be the same cast as the previous film, but First Class didn't do that well in theaters. And then Fox was like, "Hey, put Wolverine in it." They were like, "Hey,
Sure.
bring Hugh Jackman back." And they were like, "All right." And look, Days of Future Past is amazing.
Yeah.
But I still love First Class. First Class is so fucking good. Both of those movies.
So did I.
Maybe that should be the next trilogy we do.
Josh, did you see First Class, the first one?
I don't think so. I just saw the first 2 X-Men, and I think I kind of
Like
checked out
ever.
after that. Yeah, the first 2.
X2 was really good, but yeah, you should
I
see
need to
First
see
Class.
more.
It's
I
really
need to
good.
see more.
Well, we might,
we should do that.
the X-Men prequel trilogy is one of my favorite trilogies. First Class, Days of Future Past, and then Apocalypse.
Oh yeah,
Like, we should do that one of these days on Hogwash, back to back to back weeks, and then never do the fourth one.
what's
'Cause
wild
the
about
fourth one sucks ass.
what's wild about that trilogy is you could arguably say First Class was the worst of the 3, and that was a really good movie.
Well, you could say that.
Well, I thought because your favorite is the Apocalypse one, right?
No, that's my least favorite one.
That's surprising because you talk about that one, how much you love that one all the time.
Well, it's newer, so I mean, it took you like many years to finally see that one. So like we recently talked about it, like a year ago or something.
I think I saw it pretty soon after it came out.
I don't know.
Okay, well, anyways.
Well,
Yeah.
Now it's just me and Aaron arguing over
but before
when
we
he saw a movie.
before we get
But no,
off of,
I always loved First Class. Honestly, like First Class and Days of Future Past are so close for me. Like they really are. So it's tough for me. Like
I mean, it's easily Days of Future Past. It has to be.
It's not though.
I'm not shitting on
Just because
First
the
Class
Wolverine,
at all. No, just the movie as a whole.
I think First Class was a perfect movie.
back
Anyways.
to Superman. Back to Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
getting
be-
off track.
Just before we leave Superman, comicbook.com reported the official synopsis of the movie. Superman Legacy tells the story of Superman's journey to reconcile his Krypton heritage with his human upbringing as Clark Kent of Smallville, Kansas. He is he is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way, guided by the human kindness and the world that sees kindness as old-fashioned. So not really doesn't really tell you too much, but I guess we're going to be getting a lot of
It's
a lot of
interesting because
Smallville.
James Gunn, his superhero movies have been Guardians of the Galaxy, which, like, yes, especially this third one's going to get super serious, but it's also very comedic, and so is the Suicide Squad.
Right,
And then when you do
right.
Superman, like, can Superman really be that funny?
funny in an unintentional way. Oh shucks, type of stuff.
That's the problem that they've always had with Superman, is that Superman's boring.
Yeah.
He's a boring character.
Yeah.
He's just like this. He's just like this boring white guy that never does anything wrong. He never makes the wrong choice. So it's like that's the hard thing. That's what's difficult about making Superman movies, is like the character's always boring. Even when Christopher Reeves, he was boring. Like, you could enjoy the movies, but like the character's boring, and that hurts the movies.
Right.
But
Well,
we'll
that's
see what he does.
That's why I like Man of Steel a little bit.
That's why I like Man of Steel.
Yeah, but he was still just like the boring guy.
He was boring, but he was kind of edgy. He was a fisherman for a while.
I mean, yeah, that is a problem with the character, just kind of inherent, but he gave it an edge. He had flaws in that movie, where it not just the, as you said,
All-American
the
perfect
boring
guy.
white guy that always has the haha.
Yeah.
He was a guy that had flaws.
Yeah,
It was a way to make it more interesting and human.
it'll be kind of interesting to see how he threads the needle on
The
this,
flaw
to be honest.
being snapping Zod's neck after he murders 100,000 people.
It's definitely a flaw. Definitely a flaw.
We could
That's
argue
just
about
Zack
this all
Snyder
day.
being like, Superman's boring. Let's have him snap Zod's neck. Batman's boring. Let's have him just murder everyone. Wonder Woman's boring. She can kill people, whatever. And that's just his answer that's his solution to everything.
Well, yeah, but Wonder Woman does kill people, though.
Sure, whatever. Anyways, you know how you feel about Batman Begins versus The Dark Knight? Like how you favor Batman Begins?
Yes.
That's like me with First Class versus Days of Future Past.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like the first one, and because they rebooted it and they fucking nailed it, like
Right.
and plus Michael Fassbender in that movie is fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, more DC shit. Ben Affleck recently told The Hollywood Reporter that he finally nailed how to play Batman in the upcoming Flash movie. Ben said, I did finally figure out how to play that character, and I nailed it in the Flash. For the 5 minutes I'm in there, it's great.
Fuck you, Ben Affleck. I mean, come on,
Oh, I'm sorry. It's really great.
are we getting?
So I don't know if he's just fucking around.
Are we getting a little bit annoyed that we're learning too much about this movie? Maybe because like I even saw Tom Cruise apparently tweeted or said like this movie like brought me back into the theater or something like that. You know, like
He didn't tweet it.
or said it or something.
There was a
like
report that he like told the person who made it like this was awesome.
Well, I mean, Josh, you've seen movies before. Everything about the story and the trailer we know, it screams Ben Affleck is going to be in this movie for 5 minutes.
No.
Like that's
No.
like
Well,
I
look,
think
in
we
the
all kind of
trailer-
knew that.
In the trailer, you have Ben Affleck talking to Ezra, and then you see him in a new bat suit fighting. So he's probably in those two scenes.
Yeah,
You know,
probably
so
sadness.
I don't know if is it sadness. You even said you didn't like the Snyderverse. You
I
want
didn't.
more Ben Affleck?
I didn't,
I want
but
more
it's-
Michael Keaton.
I think we're gonna
More Michael Keaton or Ben Affleck?
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Aaron.
Well, see, that's
Keaton.
you can't even make that argument anymore because if you're going to do Elseworlds, you can do both.
No, I'm saying, but in the Flash, what do you want to see more of, Ben Affleck or Michael Keaton?
Well, that's a stupid question. I still like Affleck Batman.
But it's not even close.
Well, no, of course not. That's like saying, do you want to fuck or do you want to eat a cheeseburger? It's like, well, I want both, but you know.
You want to fuck? I mean, yeah, I don't give a fuck if Ben Affleck was even in this movie or not. Michael Keaton's in it.
Sure, but you know, I just
Is
hearing
Ben
him
Affleck really gonna be able to redeem this character? It's not. Again, it's not really his fault. Zack Snyder made him a psycho. All right, we gotta stop talking about this. Anyways, Affleck also confirmed that he would never direct a film in James Gunn's DCU, saying, "I have nothing against James Gunn. Nice guy. Sure, he's going to do a great job. I just wouldn't want it to go in and direct in the way they're doing that. I'm not interested in that." And I mean, that makes sense. I wasn't expecting him to direct a movie.
From what I had read, apparently it was, I guess it was the Justice League movie that it was just the reshoots that broke him mentally.
Well, there were rumors years ago that he was going to direct a Batman movie starring him. It was going to be a solo Batman movie,
Right, right.
and obviously it fell through because everyone hated Batman v Superman. And I think that was because that was going to be a standalone, whereas now DCU is doing like the, you know, where all the movies are connected. They're going to do the Marvel thing.
I think I kind of speak for everybody. I think we would have rather seen that than the Batman versus Superman as his first appearance.
Right. For sure. Anyways, that's that. On to Marvel. Some bad news. The official Disney website recently updated the release window for Secret Invasion, starring Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. Originally, it said this was like as of like June or July of last year. They said that it was coming out in the spring, but now it says coming soon.
Fuck. Reshoots.
Reshoots, or they're like, hey, these fucking graphics look like She-Hulk. What the fuck?
No, we have She-Hulk in too many scenes. We have to get her out.
It's funny, like, you know,
Fuck.
why can't DC and Marvel be good at the same time? It seems like Marvel's on the decline. They're crashing and burning. And DC's kind of like on the up and up. I mean, you know, the James Gunn stuff is promising.
Well, there's certainly more buzz around DC at the moment for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, well, remember there was a report a couple months back where Disney was only going to release what? Was it 3 shows this
I
year?
thought 2.
Or 2?
Yeah.
So maybe this is them pushing
Which,
that back.
I don't know. That's because if that's the case, then Daredevil isn't coming out for like 5 years. There's so many shows. Fucking Echo. Echo might just get canceled. Who the fuck wants to see that?
Yeah, exactly.
Who the hell wants to see Echo?
Let's just tie Echo and Daredevil together. That way you get the 18 episodes. That's
Yeah.
how you do it.
Right.
But no, I mean, we still need Loki this year.
That's right.
Agatha was supposedly coming out this year.
All of those have to come out this year. Maybe Agatha around Halloween, that would make sense. Loki in the summer, although probably not with Secret Invasion having to come out first.
Yeah, I know. Like, this is starting to fuck up things. You know, Armor Wars is also supposed to be tied in here, too.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, they're starting to fuck things up. They keep on pushing this shit back.
Right.
Do you still got more Marvel news?
No.
Before we move on, I did have, so pestantly, Apparently,
Apestedly? Hold on, add that to the Josh Reese Encyclopedia.
I think we do need to add that. Apparently, Mephisto is reportedly happening. Above the lines, Jeff Schneider said, they told me there's a...
Snyder?
Not a different Schneider.
Oh, Schneider, sorry.
Yeah, it's spelled differently. They told me there's a Mephisto special filming on the set of Agatha House of Harkness. It sounds like they may be doing their very own special. So apparently this could be like Marvel's Werewolf
That's
by
weird.
Night.
What's with the heart on about Mephisto?
Well,
people just
he's
wanna
the
see
devil. I mean,
Yeah, but
And it would fit with Agatha.
I guess. Just make him a villain. Don't make a fucking special where it's about him. I hate that. I'm so tired of movies about the villain, like where the villain's the lead character.
Right.
yeah.
When it's like, where's the superhero to stop him?
So I don't know, but apparently this would still be with Sacha Baron Cohen. So
Oh, as Mephisto?
As Mephisto.
That's interesting.
that's pretty interesting. So if this is getting filmed on the same time as Agatha, maybe we might be getting this sometime next year.
Yeah, we'll see.
Potentially.
Any other MCU news?
Nope, that's all I got.
Well, the Hollywood Reporter is saying that Quentin Tarantino has written his final film, and it's called The Movie Critic.
That's right. This is what I wanted to get your opinion on it because you're a big Quentin Tarantino fan.
Yeah.
And this is going to be his last movie. The Movie Critic doesn't sound like that interesting of a movie.
Well, what is it about, Josh?
A movie critic.
A what?
A movie critic.
How do you know?
That's what it said. It said it's about in the late 70s. It follows a female movie critic.
It's set in the late 70s and features a female lead. That's what the movie's about, Josh? That's the plot?
That's
You have
what
no
I'd
idea what the
seen.
movie's about, so how can you judge a title?
That's what
when
I'd seen.
Pulp Fiction, when it was like, hey, there's a movie coming out called Pulp Fiction. What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know.
So don't judge it before you even know what it's about.
Fair enough, but from what I'd heard, I was just like that. That sounds like a kind of
You
boring,
think it's just
boring
going to
way
be
for him
this
to go
girl?
out.
You think it's just going to be this woman seeing movies and then what? Reviewing it on their shitty podcast?
I hope not.
You think that's going to be the whole movie?
They didn't have podcasts back in the 70s.
Oh,
But
right,
maybe
70s,
something.
sorry.
I don't know.
So she's just seeing movies and then just typing reports for the newspaper? That's the whole movie, Josh?
I'll be honest, that is what I thought, and I was trying to think of how to make it interesting.
Every Tarantino movie has blood and guts. I don't think that's going to be the main focus.
Maybe
there, Josh.
she's a movie critic that also kills at night.
Yes, that's it.
know.
Yeah. Maybe send your suggestions to Tarantino, Josh. Maybe he needs some help.
Maybe he needs another writer on the film.
Jesus. I mean, look, Tarantino's last two films I wasn't a big fan of, but I'm still very interested because it is Tarantino and it's going to be his last film, supposedly. So, of course, I'm interested.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
You can't judge a fucking movie by the title. That's ridiculous.
I judged it on what I had seen online, and people online were saying it was about a movie critic, a female movie critic. And I was like, that sounds kind of boring.
Okay, but that's not not the plot, Josh.
It's
Jesus.
not a plot, it's a title, Josh.
Right.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It doesn't sound very interesting. But whatever, y'all guys might have different ideas.
Josh, if someone came to you and said, hey, there's a movie out there, the movie's called Frailty. How exciting does that sound to you? How riveting does that sound? Not very.
What's it about?
Now you want to know.
Is it about a female movie critic?
See, now
in
you're
the
interested.
1970s?
See, I'm sorry. I thought Frailty sounded boring. So why would you want to watch it? Because it's a shitty title. Go watch Frailty. Do yourself a favor.
Oh, is that a real movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's a fucked up movie.
What's it about?
Go watch it.
God damn it.
You'll see.
I can't even type it because I don't know how to spell that.
No, of course not. That would never happen. Anyways, they're saying Tarantino's looking to film this fall, which is interesting because a few months ago, he revealed that he wrote an 8-episode series that he was planning on making this year. So I guess that's on the shelf for now. And I'll be honest, like, I was excited about that because he's finally going to do a TV show that he wrote and he's going to direct an 8-episodic series. Like, that sounded really exciting. But maybe that's on the shelf for now if he's all of a sudden doing the movie critic. It's funny because, like, he's been doing press. Like, he did press, like, just a few months ago. He was
Right.
on Thompson. He was on a bunch of podcasts,
book
for
or something like
for
that,
the, yeah.
Maybe he just wants to wrap up his movie career so he can focus on TV now.
His podcast career.
But just a few months ago, he must have been lying, unless this report's wrong. But Tom Segura asked him, like, do you have any idea what it's going to be about, your final film? And he's like, oh no, I haven't even thought about it yet. So he must have been lying. If this report's true, then I guess he was lying. Because Tarantino's not writing a fucking script and it's going to be done in 3 months where it's like, yep, that's it. That's not how that works. Anyways, this is interesting. Deadline reports Denzel Washington is joining Ridley Scott's sequel to Gladiator.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Russell Crowe's not going to be in the film.
Right.
Well,
For obvious reasons.
Right.
It's not a prequel. But does Gladiator need a sequel?
It doesn't, but if you're going to tell me there's a movie with Denzel fucking people up with the sword, I'm there.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna be fucking.
I don't know if
people up for
Denzel's
sure.
going to be... I don't know if Denzel's the protagonist. I don't think he is. I think it's about Russell Crowe's kid or something.
I don't know. I mean, I like the first Gladiator. I could see another movie in that universe for sure.
In that universe. Not
They're all
everything's
universes.
a fucking universe.
That's a universe, Andrew.
It's not a comic.
I mean, I would almost rather it not be about Russell Crowe's kid. I would almost rather it be a total other thing.
I don't think that's the case.
Well, shit.
Well, fuck.
Sorry. Anything else, Josh?
I just got one last thing for any Monk fans out there.
Yep.
All right, Monk is coming back.
Does
It
everything
is?
have to come back?
It is. Monk is coming back on. Will be returning as a movie on Peacock.
That's cool.
Yeah, the creator.
Let me have Monk. Shut up, Andrew.
Yeah, no, Monk was
I liked
great.
Monk.
Monk was great.
It was fun.
So this is.
Frasier's coming back. That's
Shut
gonna
up.
suck.
I'm kind of excited about Frasier.
I mean, yes, fuck Frasier, but give me
Frasier
was good.
Frasier
Give me
was a
Monk.
good show,
It was
but
a good show, but it doesn't need like a Frasier reboot. Fuck
Especially
that.
without
But-
Niles. Especially without Niles.
Yeah,
no Niles. The dad's dead.
Niles isn't going to be right.
Like-
That's what I was saying. Fuck the Frasier.
Plus,
reboot,
Eddie the
but-
dog is probably dead.
Well, he's definitely dead.
But they could do Monk good. Tony Shalhoub's good.
So this is what the EVP of television for NBC said. When creator Andy Beckman came to us with a new Monk case set in present day, we immediately fell in love with the story all over again.
That's
Monk last aired in 2009 and was on for 8 seasons, spanning 125 episodes.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If you could choose to either have everything that comes out is either a sequel or a reboot. Everything. Because that's where we're headed now. Almost everything that comes out, like 90% of the shit that comes out now is a sequel or a reboot. Or nothing is a sequel. There's no sequels. There's no reboots. What would you choose?
I'll take reboots and sequels for, yep.
I would take the original movies, but to quote Seth Rogen from that Jobs movie, it doesn't have to be binary. We can have both. I mean, yes, it is headed that direction. and
Yes, we
it's
can
not-
have both, but
it's
the
not
problem is it's 90% sequels and reboots.
great. Yeah.
I mean, even
That's
the French
the
Prince
problem.
of Bel Air was
the
a
nostalgia
sequel.
is just getting out of control. That we're bringing back Monk. Like it's
Well,
just not
I mean-
necessary.
I mean, we
I mean,
can't
it's not
control
coming
the-
back as a series.
The only
people keep showing
sequels, the only sequels and reboots that should be made are superhero movies. They're the only ones that need it.
I think this is fine.
But if I
because
never
it's not-
if I had to choose between that or original movies, I'd be fine never seeing another Spider-Man movie again, never seeing another Batman movie again. Because
So one attempt is all they get?
no, not one attempt. They've had a million attempts so
I'm just
far.
saying.
I'm just saying, like starting tomorrow, if I had the choice.
Right.
I mean,
There's no more Spider-Man movies. I'll be fine with it if we can get some original shit. Because Everything Everywhere All at Once is original, and that's one of the fucking best movies I've
Yeah.
seen.
Right, but I mean, the reason we keep showing up is for that chance that it might be great. Like the Brendan Fraser Mummy, like the Mummy was a thing before. That was a reboot remake of a thing that exists, and that was amazing.
I'm not saying erase from history. I'm saying starting now. I'm not saying erase everything from the past.
Right, I know. I'm just saying you can still do good reboots and good remakes and sequels. Like if they told me tomorrow, like, okay, Harrison Ford is too fucking old. We're gonna do another Indiana Jones movie and John Hamm is going to be Indiana Jones, like running around some tombs and
sounds
shit.
amazing.
I'd be there for that.
Yeah, for sure.
They could do that well.
Huh.
But you probably
I
would
mean,
get John Hamm.
Didn't you not want to see the Han Solo movie because someone else is going to be playing Han Solo?
Well, because it was young. It just didn't. That one didn't sound interesting to me. But I mean, it can be done well.
They fucking brought back Darth Maul at the end of that
And
movie,
that's- and
then
that's-
did nothing with it.
I'm
What the
just
fuck?
saying that's why people keep buying those tickets and keep showing up, is for that chance that maybe it's good.
But
Well,
specifically,
it's nostalgia.
specifically related to Monk, this is not going to be a new TV show. It's just going to be a movie, and I
Oh, it's
think
gonna
that's
be a
fine.
movie.
Right.
I think it's fine.
And that's the right way to do it.
on
just
Peacock?
have a standalone. Yeah,
Probably exclusive to Peacock.
Right. Yeah.
probably. So I'll never see it because I don't fucking have Peacock.
It's okay. I'll give you my password.
Josh will give you his cock.
I mean, if you want it.
You want it?
Can't tell you how much I don't want it.
Also, some
Took you way too long to answer, Aaron.
right now, Aaron is thinking.
He was
does he
thinking.
want?
I think my brain just shut down at the horror. It's just like
It's like a hot tub time machine where he's about to suck his dick and he faints out of fear. Well, some sad news. I saw that you guys were laughing, so now I'll make you guys.
Oh, no, I know it's coming.
This past Friday, John Wick star Lance Reddick died of natural causes at the age of 60.
Fuck. This one
I
sucks.
couldn't believe he was 60.
Right.
The guy looks
I know.
fucking 40.
I know. I could not believe how old he was.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This sucks because I had just restarted watching The Wire, and that's where I knew him from. Was The Wire.
Yeah, The Wire, they're dying off, those actors.
Fuck. Yeah, they are.
Because that other guy died last year from The Wire.
The Wire's what, 30 years old now?
20, right?
25, something like that. But yeah, shit. And I didn't even realize he was from Baltimore too, which is where The Wire is set from. But yeah, I mean, he was in Fringe, he was on The Wire, and then he was on the John Wick series. I mean,
Yeah.
this guy was
and
great.
because
This guy was in like every cool show that I never got around to watching.
right.
Like he was like I never saw The Wire, I never saw Fringe.
Well, and they've been planning the John Wick show. It's not about John Wick, but it's about the hotel.
oh,
And I imagine he would have
he would have
been
been
in
it.
it.
Yeah, for sure.
right.
You
That
know?
sucks.
So that
that
that's
would've
a
been
shame.
good.
I love him in these movies.
I would have loved to see that. Like, so are they still going to move forward with that just without him?
I mean, I haven't heard anything new about it lately. I just know that it's been planned.
I'd be there for
I
that.
think it's for Paramount Plus, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I've got for news and rumors and all that. So now we can review Shazam, Fury of the Shitty Gods. And that's honestly, like, what's wrong with this movie? There's a lot, but it's Helen Mirren and Lucy fucking Liu. Lucy Liu is horrid in this movie. It is some of the worst acting I've ever seen. Lucy Liu is terrible. And I'm not a big Lucy Liu fan. Like, she was great in Kill Bill.
Yes.
You know? But again, you have a legendary writer and director working with you. You could be great. Here, not so much.
No.
It was
Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu did not fit in this movie at all.
They really didn't. They were awful villains. Every Lucy Liu line was just, I am going to. It's like, oh,
It's so bad.
come on.
my father Zeus.
Yeah, whatever.
It's really, really rough.
No, their father wasn't Zeus, right? Wasn't it Hades?
No, I think it was Zeus.
Zeus.
This movie really suffered. So if I remember right, you said you thought the first Shazam was okay.
I thought it was fine.
And a big part of that was Mark Strong.
Mark Strong.
He was
Yeah.
a great
Well,
villain.
he's awesome.
Great villain.
Kick ass.
And and this movie really suffered from not having a great villain. There was
Yeah.
three villains, and two of them were not even villains at all.
Yeah. Also, the other thing is, like, it's true. It was because of Mark Strong, and like, Shazam's kind of funny, but really the Zachary Levi is just like a poor man's Jimmy Fallon. You know, like, he even looks like Jimmy Fallon. He acts
Does
like
look
Jimmy
like
Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. You're right. I didn't even think about that.
Kind of does.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just, I don't know, like it was overacting and underacting. It
Oh
was
my
just,
God.
just it's all over.
I mean,
the
you
place.
said the movie suffered. It suffered in the box office as well.
There were less than 10 people in the movie theater I was in.
The movie also really suffered from, like, it was a cool one-off thing they did in the last movie where he shared his power with his friends,
right.
and there was a bunch of Shazams. That was a cool one-off thing, but they continued that, and they all got so much screen time, especially his handicapped friend got so much screen time. Zachary Levi was barely there.
They should have
This
taken.
is supposed to be about him, about Billy Batson.
They should have taken away all their powers in the beginning of the movie, not
Yes.
the end.
Yes.
Right.
Not the end of the movie. God. Anyways, it only made 30 million domestic, 66 million globally. The movie cost $125 million. Ooh. So it's a flop. It's a huge flop.
Yeah.
They're not going to make that money back. And I mean, this is going to be one of the cases where, like, next week it's probably going to make like 5 million.
Right, because next week is John Wick.
Oh my God, they're fucked. What were they thinking? What were they? As soon as they found out, like, I don't know who announced which date first. Actually, it was probably John Wick because Shazam kept changing dates. What the fuck were they thinking a week before John Wick?
Yeah, terrible timing. They were actually daughters of Atlantis.
Yeah, I didn't think it was Zeus. Okay. Anyways, the movie opens with Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren fucking robbing a fucking museum or whatever.
Where did they come from?
I'm not sure. I missed like the first 2 minutes. We walked in and like I saw Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu in that fucking museum or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, that was it. That was the first scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, but it reminds me of what's that guy that you love watching that does the reviews, Andrew?
Pitch meeting?
Yeah, pitch meeting. Like in pitch meetings, like, so where exactly do these gods come from? I don't know.
Unclear. Yeah. We don't need to steal their jokes. But like, no, I thought it was funny how they wanted to have like sort of like zombies. Like Helen, because like Lucy Liu would go up to someone and go,
Right.
like just, and then that person would basically turn into like a zombie slave.
Right.
But they were like, how can we do zombies? Because it's, it's only PG-13, we can't have blood. How can we do zombies without the biting? Oh, instead of biting people, they'll just, I thought that was fucking lame.
Am I the only one that's gotten kind of worn out on the mind control angle?
It's, yeah.
Like when Loki in the first Avengers movie got Hawkeye and everything.
Let's write down movie cliches. Do me a favor. Someone just do
I'll
one.
definitely do
That's one. All right. The fucking mind control. And then we have the overdone pediatrician joke where like, oh, I'm talking to the doctor, and then the doctor's like, oh, I'm a pediatrician. That's been done in so many fucking movies.
Right.
Like Forgetting Sarah Marshall 15 years ago, so that's 2.
How would you say that? I'm a doctor joke?
What?
What would you say that is?
You don't have to write it down. Just make a tally.
Oh, tally.
You don't have to actually write each one down, but we've got 2 cliches so far.
2 cliches.
We have the main character calling his stepmom by her first name. Oh, he won't call me mom. That's 3.
Oh, that's
By
right,
the way,
yeah.
the actual kids got barely any screen time in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, even when they're being the kids, they're still the adults, which makes no sense.
Well,
Like, when they're just talking about the plan and everything, and they're just in their cave, like, why are they in their superhero
my
version?
thing was, and I was kind of confused. Okay, so when everyone says Shazam, they change, right?
I mean, in a way, you could say the main character's barely in the movie. But go ahead.
So when everyone says Shazam, they change. There was the 2 different girls, the black girl and then the white girl, but the white girl never changed. She looked the same when she was
She was the same, huh?
right. Yeah, everyone else changed. Even
She's 18.
Billy Batson is what, 6 months younger?
Well, so that's what I wrote down. Like, because first of all, they Shazammed right outside the house.
Right.
They're like, all right, mom, dad, we're leaving. Shazam!
Right.
And it's like, all right, stupid. Like, you maybe go somewhere.
And the dad, well, before that, the dad is like, our house always keeps getting struck by lightning. I don't get it. I don't understand why.
Right. And I'm like,
fuck
yeah,
them.
like, what happens when these kids become adults? Everyone's just going to figure out who they are, right? Like,
Yeah, well, they should figure out for that one girl.
was she really not different?
No, she fucking looked the
I
exact
didn't
same.
even pay attention to that.
Looked the exact same.
You know, now that you mention it, I think she was the same.
That's
Right?
so incredibly stupid. Did she have a mask on at all? Like covering her eyes?
I
But the others didn't, and that's an issue. Then, like, also, it really seemed like Warner Brothers was like, well, you have a whole family, you know, you have a handicapped kid.
You have to have one of everybody.
You have to have a gay kid too.
That's
so
a cliche.
Just make one of them gay, and then, well, it's not necessarily, you don't have to mark that one down.
I think, no, not just gay, but just like you have to have one of everything.
But it's like, that was so incredibly like forced and thrown in, and they barely gave any, like they gave it to like the character you know the least about.
Right.
Like they're just watching baseball, and then mom's like, oh, this is great. And he's like, yeah, it's great. And he's like looking at a shirtless baseball player. I'm like, what is this? What's happening right now?
I mean, if they're doing that for the gay community, I would think the gay community would be pissed off. It's like, oh,
it's an insult.
So you gave like the character with the least screen time that we cared the least about.
No, well, exactly. And there's two mentions about him being gay, and they're both jokes. They're both jokes.
They
Right.
are.
It's
They
like, look
are.
at the shirtless baseball. And then
That's
later,
right.
when they're all like, we're superheroes, I'm gay.
That's
And
right.
they're
So
like,
they
oh,
were-
we knew you were gay. You're so
Oh,
gay.
for sure.
It's just like, what?
So they didn't even execute that right.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Mark down another one because we have the classic bridge collapse in a superhero movie where you have to save the people from the bridge that's collapsing.
That's
I
funny.
mean, how many fucking movies? They even did it in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Spider-Man for sure. Yeah.
Jesus, how many fucking movies?
Yeah. Why is everything taking place on a?
Well, I mean,
on a
to be
bridge?
fair, something has to fall apart that you have to save people from in a superhero movie. I mean, a building, a bridge.
It's always a bridge.
Like,
You could, I mean, come on. You could say there's other ways to save people.
okay.
Yeah, it is. It does seem to
Think
happen
of
quite
something
often.
original. There's no originality in this movie. The Shazam wizard is forced to give Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren the Shazam stick.
Yeah, and where the fuck did he come from?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's like, oh, I had to leave your world and go here.
Yeah.
What?
Then we have the teacher, that guy from the Drew Carey show.
Oh yeah.
I forgot his real name, but
Oh, Diedrich Bader, I think.
Yeah.
Also filling Office Space.
he sees the handicap kid get beat up, and he doesn't even do anything.
No,
Yeah, he just kind of.
he moves the trash can out of the way.
He saw them pummeling him.
Right.
Not go to the principal's office.
Detention, suspension, something.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I used to be a nerd too.
Oh, mark down another one because cliche hot girl likes the loser kid.
Yep.
Not only that, okay.
Yep.
So we later find out that she's one of Atlas's daughters too. But like,
Of course.
where the fuck did she come from? How did she enroll in school? Why is she going to class?
Why? Right. I mean, all.
How
of
did
this.
she find this?
to
this-
seduce the brother of Billy?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, or the stepbrother, whatever.
You have real.
They even make a
courage.
joke later where he's like, why is she way younger than the other? And they don't explain it,
No.
you know? I guess Atlas just kept on fucking different women, I don't know, over the years.
Well, she ends up saying, "Oh, I'm 6,000 years old," but like, why?
Right.
Why are you look like you're? 14?
Why is Helen Mirren 10 billion years old?
Right? They're all different ages.
If
Lucy
you're all
Liu.
if you're all 6,000 years old,
Right.
Shouldn't they all look 6,000 years old?
She's like, well, Helen Mirren's 7,000 years old. Oh, wow, really? So it's that quick, huh? Jesus. And then we see Billy has a date with Wonder Woman where he's turning down sex, a team up. You don't really know because they're trying to make it ambiguously funny. But he's just like, hey, I don't think I'm ready for this yet. I don't want to get serious. And I don't know if, I might bust in the first second.
I felt like this was like a big fu to people. Like, why cock tease us with Wonder Woman right here?
Well,
Why
but
couldn't it be anybody else?
okay, fine. But spoiler alert, they did, come through with it in the end.
Sure.
In the worst way possible, but they did do it.
Yeah,
We don't see her face, and she fucking turns into the wizard, and
that was off-putting.
that was very,
very
That was like the weirdest.
that was
color.
rough.
it was rough.
Hey, have you ever wanted to see? Is it Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot? I always say it wrong.
I think you are.
Apparently, it's Gal Gadot, but everyone says Gal Gadot, so just say Gal Gadot.
Okay, so just what everybody wants to see: Gal Gadot's body and Djimon Hounsou's
Exactly.
head on
Yes.
that body.
Right. Then we have Freddy Shazams himself to impress the girl, but oh yeah, she's the third sister. And then Lucy Liu whispers in the teacher's ear, and he jumps off the roof.
Well, that's another cliche. The kids on the roof of the building for no reason.
That's true. Yeah.
Blatant rip off of the NWO.
What?
It's the third man.
Oh right. Yeah. Then they take away Freddy's Shazamness, so he can't Shazam for like a half hour. Yeah. Then they trap Philly in a dome. That's another cliche, trapping the whole city in a fucking dome. And then Lucy Liu, one of her worst lines, "Let's see how you like being trapped in a dying world."
Yeah.
And that's how she delivered the line.
Oh.
Like that bad.
With about that much zeal.
Right. And then it's funny because Lucy Liu whispers in Freddy's ear. Now, Freddy does not have the Shazam powers anymore, but somehow he's stronger than everyone else that she's whispered to.
Yeah.
That is fucking absurd.
He's crippled. It's enhanced this other strengths.
You can't say that anymore, Josh.
Can we just go back to like the first scene? The first scene in the movie, they're speaking all this gibberish language or whatever, and then they back to English.
Yeah. Sure.
Whatever.
How is this the same woman that was that badass Yakuza assassin in Kill Bill?
It's because Tarantino didn't write this movie.
Wild.
Or direct it. So the Freddy and the Wizard are about to get killed by a dragon, but the hot girl saves them because she's in love with Freddy for no reason whatsoever.
She falls quick.
She fall. Oh my God, did she fall fast? For a woman that's 6,000 years old, boy, does she fall quick.
And from the very get-go, it's clear that like she doesn't agree with what her sisters are doing, and like she's on the good guy's side, but you know, I'm still gonna fuck shit up anyways.
She's like, well, she tells Freddy like, you're the most amazing person I've ever met. What?
Well,
she's just a loser.
She might not have met many people in 6,000 years.
Every time they talk, he's like, and she's like, wow, he's so charming. Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
Yes, this movie was maddenly frustrating.
And then Billy has lunch with Helen Mirren. He does the Fast and Furious joke, mentions the movie franchise that she stars in.
Right. No, this is
She's like, well, I know about it too.
This is the thing where you said with like Cocaine Bear, except where I disagree with you. Cocaine Bear's good, but like when you had mentioned like the trailer was the best part, and the trailer had all these jokes, you know, and you didn't get any extra jokes.
Not really. Yeah. I mean, the ones you did weren't good either way.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I didn't like this trailer to begin with, but I'm sorry. Another cliche. Classic villain gets caught on purpose.
For no reason.
Sure.
She needs to steal an apple.
So we're at
what did that apple do, by the way? Does anyone remember? What was that apple for?
It grew the tree.
Oh, right.
But no, right. Okay. How did she know that's where she was going? Second of all, how did she know that there was a fucking apple there?
It's probably Atlanta.
We didn't even talk about how they ended up finding that there was a Harry Potter room in one of these doors. I mean, just like...
Well, they're old. They probably heard about this stuff.
Steve, you know what? Steve the Pen might have did the best acting in this movie.
Oh, the pen. Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Then Freddy steals the apple back, and he gets his Shazam grooveness back. That's when they tell their parents they're superheroes, but Pedro's like, I'm gay, and they're like, shut up, you stupid idiot. And like, we're halfway through the movie, and I'm like, I can't believe there's an hour left. Because once they break in, like once, Lucy Liu's on the dragon and everything, it's like, this should be the final scene. Like the final scene should be here. There shouldn't be another fucking hour to this movie. She flies the dragon. She unshazams everyone but Billy.
Of course.
Billy saves Mary from falling to her death, and Lucy gets the apple back. Another cliche classic villain goes to a baseball field.
Oh, right. That was in X-Men too, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So we're at 10. But
10.
We didn't even mention that the younger girl, I guess her superpower was the Doctor Strange powers? Where you can like manipulate the world or whatever.
Well, whatever. She's
kind of weird.
Sure.
I don't know. Rip off Doctor Strange.
Rip off Doctors. I mean, a lot of people have magical powers. That's just how it is. But yeah, like as a Mets fan, fuck the Phillies. I wish that stadium would blow up for real.
Sure. As an Astros fan, fuck the Phillies. Yeah.
And then like all that destruction in the city. But really, that's what Philly looks like when the Eagles win. So I don't think it was that devastating, honestly.
Burn.
That's funny.
No, I like Philly.
I like that
I've
joke.
been to
That's
Philly.
good.
I liked Philly.
So, okay, so they put this dome up. Nobody could get in or out of the dome. But how did they get into the dome? I don't understand.
Because they made the dome, so I guess they can control the dome.
She controls the
They
dome.
could open the dome and go through, right?
So they
Yeah.
can create portals? Okay, whatever.
I mean, they fucking control the dome. Helen Mirren got rid of the dome eventually.
Right.
She made it. She can get rid of it. She can go through it, obviously.
Sure. Oh, obviously.
Well, I mean, this is just
Fuck
where you
me,
get. Well, yeah, I
obviously.
mean, this is where you get confused. I mean, look, Josh, the movie sucked.
I
but like,
was
this is where
confused.
you're just getting confused because
sure,
you're just clueless.
just clueless. Just like the paper bird that could automatically find whoever they wanted to.
I mean, yeah, there was a magical palace. I don't know what do you want from me? Yeah, there's a pen that writes itself.
Fuck Josh. He's dumb. He couldn't figure out the movie. Yeah, okay.
Clearly.
Way over my head.
Lots of really bad acting by the extras when the monsters come out.
Oh my
I laughed out loud.
God.
In the
when
theater.
when the dragon landed on the field, or not on the field, but on the cement, and Lucy Liu and Zachary Levi were talking to each other. The extras in the background were just walking away. They weren't running. They weren't
Yeah.
scared. They were just fucking walking away.
Yeah.
Fuck this movie.
Hot girl kisses Freddie, but again, she's 6,000 years old.
That's kind of questionable.
Billy finally calls his stepmom mom, and it's like, oh, how sweet.
I think that's 11.
Well, but we already covered that.
Did we?
We already covered him calling
we'll
him
take
her
one away. Still on 10.
stepmom. Because obviously, like that's what you do in those. That's the payoff. Is oh, mom, and she's like, oh my god, he called me mom. I'm so excited.
Sure.
And then it's like, all right, quick, get rid of that actor. Bring Zachary Levi back.
Is it Levi? I thought it was Levi.
Levi, whatever.
Nah, who cares?
Who cares? Then classic villain turns on the other. That's another one.
Okay.
So write it down. Helen Mirren thinks Lucy Liu's going too far all of a sudden. They murdered how many people? And now Helen Mirren's like, wait, not another one.
Right.
Killed
One
like hundreds
too
of
far.
people. Like, what are you talking about? So Lucy has the dragon kill her. Then Lucy turns her other sister human, and she loses her powers, which is like, oh, how convenient. And it's just like everyone's losing their powers and getting them back 5 minutes later. It's so fucking dumb. Then they find an evil unicorn, and they charm it with Skittles.
I was so upset at this.
Taste the rainbow.
And then the little girl's like, taste the rainbow, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Then Billy revives Helen Mirren. Like nothing in this movie stays. It's like, oh, I lost my powers. I got it back. Oh, you lost your powers. You got him back. Oh, Helen Mirren's dead. No, you're not.
So
oh, Billy's dead. No, he's not.
This tree that they grew was an evil tree because it was planted in man's world because man is evil. Blah 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 blah. So it was all these ogres and scorpions were
This tree doesn't belong here.
rising from the earth, and then these unicorns that look fucking evil
Yeah, well, they
come
are.
through, but Skittles is what stops it.
Well, yeah, if you give him Skittles, it'll do it. It'll do it.
Go fuck
look,
yourself,
Josh.
movie.
Look, Josh.
Go fuck yourself, movie.
Yeah, it's not great. So Billy revives Helen Mirren, convinces her to help. Billy saves Freddie and Anne from the dragon and steals the stupid stick. And then Helen Mirren traps Lucy in the dome. And then Billy fights the dragon, flies into it with the stick. It's the exact same thing as Batman v Superman, where Superman flies into a Doomsday with the kryptonite stick.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's like the same exact thing.
Are we adding to number 12?
No, 'cause that's just
stabbing
copying.
somebody isn't a cliche.
Yeah. And then like Helen Mirren, I fucking burst out laughing in the theater when like after that you see Billy stop Lucy Liu and the dragon and everything, and Helen Mirren's like, a true god after all. And then she's like, I'm dead.
Ashes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Because then the bad girls and the monsters blip away like fucking Infinity War and Endgame.
I figured that Thanos at that moment snapped.
Right. So Billy dies. They bury him. Did anyone fucking believe this was actually gonna stick?
No.
I mean, no, but I mean, he was in the ground, and it was like, well, okay, this is not a, I'm awake after all. It was, I mean, he was in the fucking ground.
He's in the ground.
I thought they would take it to the next movie at least.
There's no magic left.
There is no next movie.
There's no magic left in the stick because there are no gods left. There is one. And then Wonder Woman shows up. And it was it was like She-Hulk, where like Daredevil just falls from the sky for no reason. She just shows up. It was so fucking random. She plants a tree and gets her powers back. Billy's back from the dead. Billy wants to fuck, but Wonder Woman's like, yeah, no, I'm not. No, you had your shot, idiot. And like, she tells Billy like, wow, what you did was so brave. And it's like, I'm sorry, where were you? Were you watching?
Right.
Why
Why
didn't you
didn't she help?
This scene was so forced putting her in this movie.
Yeah.
It was so fucking weird.
Yeah.
And like, it made no sense. So then they all have a family dinner. And this is like weeks or months have gone by. And the wizard shows up to get his staff back. It's like, well, why didn't you just take it with you at the funeral?
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what? Where did you go? Why did you? Oh, I forgot my stick. Whoops.
And why'd they have to make him look like a pimp?
I don't know what that was either.
Like what?
I don't know what that was. And then Billy asked the wizard, "Hey, what's my superhero name?" And then just like Black Adam, like they do the same thing as Black Adam.
Right.
It's like Shazam. Oh, Shazam. Credits. It's like what?
Okay. So
Yeah.
here we
The
go.
end of the movie?
There we go.
What?
That's the same actor.
Actress. Yeah.
Actress. Human form as Shazam. Her Shazam form.
So I guess they just all turn 19, and since she's already 19, then
Yeah. So Billy's gonna
Just
look
her.
like Shazam in 6 months? What the fuck?
oh fuck, that's right.
Exactly.
Makes no fucking
Because the whole
sense.
thing was like, I'm going to age out of the program. I'm not going to have a house anymore.
Because
I'm going to live on the streets now.
Black Adam has the Shazam powers.
Right.
So, but The Rock he looked the same. He got the,
Well,
but he's an
the
adult.
Rock got
sure.
the form as an adult.
Yeah.
Right.
But I thought Shazam's supposed to make you buffer and bigger because obviously it made Billy really buff, but it just
Right.
made her
The same version of
the
herself.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tits.
Yeah. It doesn't really make much sense.
No.
That's the movie. Then we get into the mid credits, which, like a lot of these superhero movies, has become the best part, sadly.
Right.
Yeah.
And
This is where I actually gasped. Like I grabbed my wife's arm. I was like,
yeah, me too. And it's funny because Shazam is mostly for kids, and they put Peacemaker shit in it. I found that
yeah.
kind of funny.
Which made me feel like, that's not going to happen.
But we see Harcourt and Diebeard recruiting Billy for the Justice Society. So Shazam's gonna get R-rated, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, there's not going to be another Shazam.
Because now, but he's still gonna be in future stuff.
No.
As excited as I was when they showed up, I immediately was, wait a minute, how the fuck is Peacemaker and the two of them going to coexist with
Right.
Billy Batson?
Peacemaker
That's
will
not-
make the fucking fun out of him. He'll just make fun of him so much.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe James Gunn can make Shazam more interesting. We'll see.
Here's hoping.
But this is going towards the Waller TV show
right.
that's going to be coming out on HBO Max at some point, probably like next year or something.
I mean, it could be good if, like, Peacemaker and the team are just cutting the faces off of people all over the place, and Billy's just like, oh my God. Like that.
Yeah, but how many times can you do that?
Right. Yeah. That's. I'm just trying to be optimistic. I don't know.
Right. And they're recruiting for the Justice Society, which we saw in Black Adam. Now that they're all dead. No, they're not. But you know what I mean.
Well, nobody dies in comic book movies.
Well, Pierce Brosnan did.
That's right. Or is he really dead? Who knows? Dr.
No.
Fate might still have something.
Yeah, you never know. And then we have the post credits show a talking worm visit Mark Strong and it's just like, no, not yet.
Well,
He's like, what the fuck?
For comic book fans, it was Mr. Mind, but like still, like what is
Oh,
that?
thank you, Josh.
What is that teasing? Like, isn't this world ending?
It's teasing that he's gonna get out and do something, and
I guess I don't know.
that
But
was
now-
just
But now that there's, for sure, probably not going to be a third movie.
Right.
I'm not
no.
sure what the point is of that now.
right.
Well, like exactly
We're
like
probably
the
not going to see anything of that.
Maybe
Like
in Waller, like Shazam will just get his head cut off, and then it'll be like, that's that. Since the movie bombed.
But like what Aaron was saying, like the end credits at Black Adam, you saw Henry Cavill, but it means nothing now.
No.
Yeah.
So I mean, we saw this. It means nothing now.
And by the way, it's and this is why the Black Adam failure was even worse, because this movie screamed out at many points, mid credits, during the movie, it needed Dwayne Johnson to show up at some point. At some point. And because he didn't, because of how all that shit played out, this movie desperately needed Black Adam in it.
Is a Shazam villain.
I mean, they could have made the
Right.
whole.
I mean,
they could have made this whole fucking movie Shazam and Black Adam.
Isn't Black Adam the Shazam villain?
Yes,
Yes.
the
You
ultimate one.
Yes.
I mean, it's like doing a Batman
like now,
trilogy
like
without
now that
the,
he's
Joker.
yeah. I mean, now that he's here, that's the only sequel to Shazam that makes sense. He's here now. He got his own movie. Now we're doing it.
Well, he's gone now.
This
Yeah.
movie was
Yep.
very frustrating.
What would you rate it?
4.
That's what I was thinking, a 4.
I would give it a 5 because, respecting the scale, 5 is an average movie. It's not a bad movie. It's an average movie. The first half was so flat. There was no Billy Batson. I enjoyed some of the action in the climax at the end. There was a small handful of some kind of enjoyable scenes, but mostly dumb.
I would
bad.
argue 5 is a bad movie.
I'm with Aaron. 5's average.
Well, I mean,
but
if you're going with the
below
scale,
average.
5 is average.
Yeah, but if you get 50%,
Bad is below
if
5.
you get 50% on a test, you failed. You didn't do a good job.
Well, that's not what we're doing. This isn't school. This is
That's what I'm doing.
we
like
came
the way
alo-
I've always understood 1 through 10 is 5 is average. It's not bad.
We
4
came-
is bad. 5 is average.
I agree. We came away with 11 cliches in the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's a lot.
there's a lot wrong.
There's a lot wrong. I wonder what the fans have to say about
I mean,
this
if
movie.
if you saw if you were like, oh, this movie's coming out, everyone's giving it a 5 out of 10. Would you want to go see that movie?
I
No.
I think
That means because it's a bad movie.
I
Well,
think
and,
it's
and I'm conceding it wasn't a good movie. It wasn't great. I agree there.
I think
I
it's-
just didn't think it was as much of a train wreck as you guys, I think.
instead of the rating system, I think what we need to do going forward is just recommend or don't recommend.
No,
and to
don't.
be honest,
No.
I wouldn't recommend this movie to people.
No, you got to respect the game.
Respect the game.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, I would not recommend the movie, Aaron.
I would not recommend
So
it.
none of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, let's do fan questions and comments. See what these guys got to say. Anita Dick and me.
Okay.
Hey guys, I finally saw Cocaine Bear and 65, and I have to say they were both boring. They're both 4 out of 10 films. Anyways, love the pod.
Need a dick in me. Wow. Okay.
I'm now genuinely
So that's someone hated both.
I'm genuinely confused about 65 because Andrew and I both walked away with the same experience, that it was riveting, it was action packed, it was scary, and lots of people, Josh included, didn't just say bad or they didn't like it, but boring. And I thought the movie was anything but whatever problems you can have boring, it was not, but a lot of people seem to think that.
No. It was the chemistry for me. I just couldn't get over the chemistry between the two actors.
Okay. I mean, you said it was boring.
And boring. Yeah. Both.
Okay. The Rizzler, you guys ever think about doing a best 80s/90s action hero bracket?
Oh my God.
I think we have that one. I think someone made that one. So we could do it.
Action hero movie.
Oh,
bracket?
don't tell me you guys have done this already.
No, we did best action movie, but not best action hero. So we got John McClane. Oh, I guess he's just going with characters. John McClane, Casey Ryback.
Is there
that
enough to do?
Well,
whole
see, that would be
brackets?
hard because you could have like
Yeah,
six
because then you're just
different-
gonna pick the movie.
Yeah, because
that
you could
like.
have like
Right.
6 different Schwarzeneggers in the bracket if,
I think
if
you
you're
do
doing that.
I think
If
you
you're
do the
doing-
movie, best 80s, 90s movie, action movie.
Well,
no,
but we
no,
did an
'cause-
action movie bracket,
because-
or I did.
Well, that and you can separate the character from
I
the
think
movie.
best action hero, like, but the actor. So it's like,
In the
Arnold,
specific movie?
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Keanu Reeves. Like, that's the way to go.
Rizzler,
Steven Seagal,
I really like that idea, but yeah, I think we would have to do
Stallone.
We gotta tweak it a little bit.
because we'd have 5
actor,
Stallones,
actor, not the character.
8 Schwarzeneggers.
Yeah.
it would.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
Right. Then we got Chief Nakahomer. Zachary Levi is hot. So that's all I have to say about this film.
Sure.
Okay.
Teach their own.
I mean, that doesn't make a good movie.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's hot.
That's the difference. Is like,
Wonder Woman 2 was not good.
but like when women talk about stuff, and I don't know, Chief Nakahomer, if you're a man or a woman, but like I know that when women talk about movies, like if it's a Matthew McConaughey movie, they'll just like it because he's hot. Even though the movie could be shit, they're like, well, but he's hot.
All right.
And it's like, I could see a movie with Margot Robbie, but if it sucks, I'm like, sure, she's hot, but the movie sucked.
Yeah.
You could make that, I don't know. I've just noticed that. Omar, I enjoyed the first Shazam. I really liked the new one. I wouldn't have minded if it was a bit shorter, but that's okay. I was emotionally invested in this one.
Really?
Especially since I rewatched the first one right before. And when he finally called his hot stepmother mom, I got a little teary-eyed. Also, his older sister. Oh, no, stepsister. Oh, yes.
Was there any other emotional beats in this movie?
No.
I don't think so.
I had
right?
none.
The love story between the handicapped guy, Freddie,
And that was
The youngest daughter?
another one of the problems with the
forced.
movie. I mean, the first one they had a good dynamic with him finding his family and all these siblings, and there just really wasn't enough of that there.
He also said, hey, Aaron, do you think Shazam will be similar to what Deadpool is to the MCU?
I got a question. Shit. I mean, they're really trying something here with Shazam.
Peacemaker
but
is
it's
their
not,
Deadpool.
Yeah, Peacemaker is.
And
is
really,
definitely-
what's Peacemaker's sidekick name?
Vigilante.
Vigilante is really Deadpool.
Right.
Vigilante is Deadpool.
I mean,
Kill anybody for Peacemaker.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what you mean by being their Deadpool. Like, if you're talking about like a breaking the fourth wall type of thing,
Comic relief.
that would be
But
good
Peacemaker's
to see. Yeah,
better.
I would definitely agree. Peacemaker more so. They're trying to do the humor thing with Shazam, but it just most of it fell flat in this one.
Well, it's
the
because
first
it's
one was
young
funny.
kid humor.
The first Shazam movie was funny and it was good enough, but
Yeah.
it just fell flat in this one.
I don't even think it's young kid humor. Just too young.
No, it is. It's kid humor.
Kid. Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
Red Shirt Guy, I think Red Shirt Guy got confused over which podcast. He says it's no longer TBD, Josh. It's now installment, Dick, Josh.
What?
You did this to yourself because you said installment on AEW.
Did I say installment? Interesting.
He said, Andrew, nice job on the Danhausen impression. Installment, Dick, Josh, do a Dan. No. All right, we'll do the AEW. Put that for AEW. PCJ, Pushfire Barry, real life Josh gets last action heroed into these movies and must complete the objectives.
Oh God, that
this
sounds like could be wacky.
So Josh is Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Henry Hill in Goodfellas. He'd be dead immediately.
Dead, yeah.
And then Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption.
I never saw that movie.
You're going to get raped.
Oh, no, we'll bury.
Push that.
Oh no, we'll fire that one. I think I could do Marty McFly.
I would love
I
to
think I can do
see.
that.
I would love to see Josh going around through time and just fucking up the whole timeline, just like killing
No.
Abraham
If it was
Lincoln.
Josh, then it would be the Biff like as the president would be that, that would be the reality.
Listen, I couldn't fuck it up any worse than having Trump as president, right?
You'd accidentally shoot Abraham Lincoln 10 years too soon.
No, that's a different time period. Marty went back to the 50s?
Yes.
Yeah. I couldn't fuck up too much from the 50s.
What's a good Marty McFly quote that we can give to Josh? Nobody calls me chicken.
Nobody calls me chicken. No? It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Hey, Doc. Yo, Doc. Hey, Doc.
Yeah, shut your Hey, Doc. 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 No?
No.
Okay.
Not good.
No.
Fire all of these.
Fuck.
It would be funny to see Josh trying to be Marty McFly, though. John Murphy, question for Andrew. I can't remember if you said you ever finished Boba Fett. I didn't like it that much at first either, but it got better with every episode, and you definitely need to watch it before the new Mandalorian. A couple of Boba episodes are basically Mandalorian episodes anyway. And then he says, side note, a Patreon episode of the entire first season of Boba Fett would be awesome. So, John, welcome. You must be new. This is
obviously your first show.
So we reviewed Boba Fett week to week. If you go back to when it first came out, it's on the free Hollywood Hogwash podcast, but it is on there. We did review it, so you could find it there.
And you're
But
right.
yeah, I did finish Boba Fett.
It did get better week to week because it slowly turned into The Mandalorian
Right.
2.5.
Going back to Last Action Hero question, could we put Josh... Do you remember that movie Cube?
Yes.
Could we put Josh in the Cube?
Put Josh in
What
Cube.
movie is that? I would love to be in
not a cube.
Biodome, to be honest.
What?
Josh in Biodome? That sounds amazing.
And are you Pauly Shore or are you his friend?
I'm probably sure.
You, wow. Holy shit. Yeah.
I love
that's-
Polly Shore.
Yeah, of course you do. Tim, how have you guys liked South Park recently? Personally, I love the Chat GPT because that's what I'm doing in college. Laughing my ass off.
Chat GBT is amazing.
Well, yeah, the last episode was about that. It was great.
Okay, I'll have to watch that.
But no, I really like this season. Like they've gone back to their roots. I showed Aaron the Japanese toilet episode,
That was pretty
and
good.
it was it's fucking great.
I still want to see the one about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
That one's really good too.
I heard that one's really good.
No, there's been 4 episodes so far this season, and they've all been really good. Yeah. They had another Cupid Me episode, but it was Cupid Ye because Cartman's like Cupid Me was Kanye West.
Oh God.
That's like their 3rd Kanye West episode, but no, it was good. It's been a good season. But that is all for fan questions. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you're viewing us. You can follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod. Become a supporter of the show at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. For only $3 a month, you can cancel anytime. We're going to be reviewing Mandalorian starting this week. And then next week, we review John Wick.
Yes.
Chapter 4. And holy shit, the reviews so far are saying it's the best one yet.
I've been seeing
They're
that,
calling
yeah.
it a masterpiece.
A masterpiece.
So they're hyping the fuck out of this. I hope we're not let down, but so far I've loved every John Wick movie.
Yep.
I would say the second one is my favorite out of the 3. But they've all been great.
I will make sure to watch this with my girlfriend to make sure I love this.
There you
episode.
go. See,
Yeah.
if Josh's pee-pee's hard, then he's gonna go in.
Yep.
He's gonna go in hard and come out hard.
John
there you
Wick
go.
4.
I'm very excited. So we'll see you guys next week. John Wick.